Hello everyone and welcome. I'm the Grey Guard and we're back. Today we're going to be continuing our series on restoring the Dutch Empire and I'm incredibly excited to be back. It's been a few days and we've posted the first couple parts and today we're going to be continuing with the series. We're just going to go ahead and get straight into it and start where we left off. We had taken over France. Germany had been nice enough to award us both Luxembourg and France for us to occupy, which means we now have a lot of factories at our disposal. We're not quite as well off as the UK, they still have a little bit more than us, but we still have a lot at our disposal. So what we need to work on now is we can capitulate the United Kingdom before America joins the war. That means we'll get a peace deal with all of the French and British territories. That means, it's going to be a lot easier for us to grab bits of the Dutch Empire, down like here and here. I think even here. So I only just realised that this has been taken. Which, yeah. We did have a garrison here. It must have been navally invaded and destroyed. That's annoying. Yeah, that'll be where that'll be where some of our casualties have come from. Oh well. We've managed to maintain our Caraco garrison. We've just lost this one province here, so we will need to take that back. But like I said, if we can get a peace deal, we won't have to do it. We can just take it in the peace deal. So it's going to be huge if we can do that. Now, in terms of army, we've got our main army here, which is garrison our core territory. And then we've got a kind of a defense force here that are cavalry, because they've just got military policing them. So they're just running around France, getting rid of all of the resistance, so we can use their industry. We've then got 12 guys over here holding the Dutch Indies. So what we're going to want to do now is really step up our navy and our air force. If we can step up our navy and our air force, then we might just be able to take out the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom controls both Gibraltar and the Suez Canal. So what we are going to want to do is, mainly we're just going to want to sit here in the lowlands and build up a big navy and a big air force to launch an invasion into the United Kingdom. What I would like to do is take a crack task force to secure the Suez Canal. Because if we can secure the Suez Canal for us, that means we can get trade out of here, but more importantly, we can block trade to the United Kingdom. That means any country in the Mediterranean that joins them, whether it be Greece or Turkey, they're not going to be able to have any supply, they're not going to get to them. We're going to make an actual big division we can start training. So we're going to want recon, going to want engineering, we're going to want signal. Okay, so we're training 24 of our new divisions. And we'll put them on medium priority. Now we do need to start getting our navy up and running, but we're going to want to start researching better fighters as well. So let's kick this off by... let's start building some close air support. Now what's our navy looking like? I think we're just going to continue to really cram out a lot of destroyers for the time being. So if you remember from the last episode, our navy was nearly completely wiped out. We did take out a lot of British ships, but we ended up losing all of our navy. Most of our losses were convoys, we just weren't able to stop them being hit. So 85, 42 of which, nearly half of all our losses were just convoys. We're going to have to build up a navy back up, but luckily for us, we got France to hold and do that for us. Jesus, so this is what's left of our fleet. 8 destroyers and 7 submarines, Christ. Although this submarine did manage to sink a battleship, so that's quite impressive. Okay, so we're going to want... what's our construction queue like? Okay, so we're going to want 4 more civilian factories to try and get our industry up and running. On 16% war economy. Okay, so I've put dozens of dockyards to be constructed. We've then got men being made, planes being built. At the moment, our air force consists of... okay, so at the moment, our air force consists of 600 planes. Okay. All fighters, however. So what we'll do is we'll set another 200 of you. Oh, they're only... Okay, we'll leave that for now because their tech is really bad. In terms of manpower, we're still mobilising. We've got 6% conscription, but only 4%'s been mobilised. So we have been able to form the United Netherlands, which means our manpower pool has more than doubled. In terms of trade, we're in a really tough spot because we can't get anywhere via sea. So luckily for us, Hungary has all the steel we need. Will we get away with that? I think we're just going to have to bite the bullet and trade for everything because we do need to rapidly build up our industry. We can't afford to be slowly producing planes and ships when we need to be taking the UK out as soon as possible. We can't get rubber from the Dutch East Indies, it's just too far away. So we can get one from the German Reich. How is it getting it from Siam, though? How is it getting it from the Dutch East Indies? It must be coming from here. Yeah, because it can't come out of the Mediterranean. I got no idea. Oh, unless... Yeah, actually, no, I got no idea. So we have an infrastructure advancement, and that means we have the choice to spend 50 political power for a 20% construction boost to our infrastructure for the next year. The chances are, realistically, we're not actually going to build any infrastructure in the next year. We're going to go ahead and get it purely because it's only 50. So even if we don't take advantage of it, then it doesn't really matter anyway. We're now going to deploy our new inventory that we're going to be using for some covert operations. And then we're going to put them to train. Looks like we have some form of naval battle going on our northern shore. Looks like the British are trying to navally invade, but they've been caught up by some German subs. I'm not sure if it's worth us trying to step in or not. I mean, our navy is tiny, but maybe it would make some difference. I mean, if we can destroy 10 British divisions, then that makes a kind of a difference. Their 5 submarines are now leaving, so I'd imagine they retreated. Not sure though. Oh, yeah, no. It looks like they disengaged when the British fleet showed up. So our current plan at the moment is we want to secure our rubber, and we need to build up a decent fleet and air force. Now to do that, we need rubber and we need dockyards. So we're building dockyards so we can build up a decent fleet, and we need to secure rubber. Now to do that, we need to get trade. So we're going to send an operation over here to control the Suez Canal. From there, we can then move our divisions down here and take out Singapore. Once we've done that, we'll have a huge strategical benefit. We will need to worry about taking out Australia as well, but once that's done, we'll be much more better off, and they're going to run out of rubber. But first, we need submarines and we need destroyers, so that's why we're just pumping out as many as we can. So we've created a new submarine, and we're going to start churning those out once we've got more dockyards constructed. And we now also have a new technological advancement, so we have the option to spend another 50 political power for dockyard construction speed and military and civilian conversion. No, just straight up construction speed. Okay, yeah, that's really good. 50 political power for 10% for next year. Yeah, 100% get that. That's really good. So now we can just churn as many of these out as possible. We're just going to absolutely have to do as many as possible. Otherwise, we're never going to have a hope of taking out the British Isles. So we've completed the focus, and it's now time to choose another. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come down the left side, because that allows us to get significant production bonuses to planes rather than motorized. So I think that's going to be more advantageous to us. And it also means we get 16 Steel over 5% consumer goods. The consumer goods, it is tempting. It is very tempting. But I think because of the airplanes, realistically, we need this focus here. And now we can step up to total mobilization. And then we can get women in the workplace to keep our manpower the same. So now we've only got 10 factories on consumer goods. Okay, so here's the plan, boys. We've got 24 new, fresh, hardened, trained divisions in the south of Greece, ready to launch at a moment's notice. They're going to launch down here into northern Africa, and they're going to land and capture the city of Alexandria. While they do that, we have 1,000 new fighters on the Greek islands, ready to give them support and move into Alexandria once the city has been captured. To give them naval support, we have 17 new ships over here in a new fleet that's been built just for this operation. Once they all launch, they'll capture the city of Cairo and then move out. Half of them will push this way and move to capture the west of northern Africa, and the other will split, half going down and half going to the east. With that done, the Allies will no longer be able to gain access through the Suez Canal, greatly weakening their trade routes. Once that's done, we can then move down and focus our attempts on British Malaya. Once British Malaya has been taken, the Allies will have no source of rubber and their industries will collapse as they can no longer build fighters. Our fleet is in position and our boys are off. We've now embarked on Operation Regain Rubber. We have 1,000 fighters in the Eastern Mediterranean monitoring the skies. That will help if any navy moves in. And we also have a small fleet of 11 destroyers and 8 submarines guarding our naval expedition. Now what we're also going to need when they land is some more divisions to come in and hold the territory for us. So these guys will come in and they'll just hold the territory for us. We'll make 24 of you to begin with. Alright. Let's meet back up with our boys, how they're getting on. Okay, and the naval invasion has begun. It would appear that they've got some South African divisions here guarding Alexandria. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 6 divisions land here and 6 divisions land here. They're going to encircle the city and hit it from all sides. And then as soon as we capture an airport, then we can start to gain air control as well. Speaking of which, how's our air production going? 2 fighters on, okay. So we do need to start building more fighters as well. But at the moment we are heavily focusing on purely building up our dockyards so we can build a decent navy to rival the Royal Navy. Oh, it looks like they're bringing in some more Canadian divisions. Okay, and we have landed. So what we're going to do is we're going to send 1 division to come here. And then 1 division to come here and cut off. And then we'll send 4 divisions to attack here. Split them in half. Another 2 can come here and then attack them like here. These 6 will come in here. Split them in half. And another 3 will come here and here. But what we'll then do is we'll then take 1 to come here. And we want to desperately capture the Suez Canal. So we'll do that. Alright, and then as soon as we capture the airport, we can move our fighters in. Okay, and Alexandria has been overrun, and we have now gained full access to it. So now what we want to do is we want to quickly move all of our boys to capture the Suez Canal and hold it down. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to try and conquer all of this territory as well, just so there's nowhere for the Allies to land again. It looks like we've got our first naval engagement. So it looks like we've got one cruiser versus our fleet. Now this fleet is not very good. It is purely destroyers and submarines. But we should have air support, so that should help us. Well, not air support, but air superiority. Okay, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to encircle these divisions here, go around them and hit them from the back. Okay, now your job is just going to be to hold here. Right, we have now captured the airport and the naval battle has ended. So what we'll do is we'll bring these 600 fighters over here, land them here, and tell them to take control of this province here, which would be Egypt. So far, Operation R&R has been a huge success. And I think it's not too hasty to say our boys will be home by Christmas. Alright, you guys move out since they've pulled back. Any territory we can gain is territory they'll have to fight to get back. Even if we can't hold it long term. Okay, and it looks like we've conquered the area. So what we'll do is we'll now make a proper front line. And this is room for a perfect encirclement here. So you come here and then here. You come here, here, and here. You come here and then here. And that'll trap them in nicely. They've left most of their Middle Eastern territory completely undefended. And it looks like we are going to be able to get an encirclement here, depending on how quick our divisions are. Right, I don't want to break you yet, so I'm just going to hold off on attacking you. Oh, really? How many divisions do they have here? Alright, you hold there. Perfect, he's moved out for me. Alright, you guys hold here for now, because I don't want to push them out yet. Oh, Jesus. This encirclement is just getting longer and longer. Okay, so we managed to break their line, which now means we've got a bunch of divisions encircled here with no supply. I'm not sure how many are in here, but I guess we'll soon find out. Alright, so you can actually stop attacking for now, because you're just not winning. Let them attrition a little bit. And then you guys are facing pretty much no resistance. Right, you come here and here. You come here. Okay, well, I'm actually going to take these three guys here off of that line and bring them down here because they're not needed over here. Come on. And you can be used... Okay, so we're struggling to gain that encirclement. Right, now let's see if you guys can push now. No, have they got armor in here or something? Enemy superiority, low supply, encircled, only a little bit entrenched. There's even a Danish division in here. Got about 7 US divisions, 2 UK divisions, and then a Danish division. Alright, you guys just hold here for now. The further I push down here, the longer my line's going to have to be. So we'll just leave it like that for now. Right, we've unlocked a new type of submarine and some snorkeling, which means we can improve our submarines. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to pump out loads of cruisers. But it looks like we've got all of that tech already. We're going to stay at submarine free for now, because submarine frees only require 2 steel, I believe. I can't see where it actually says that. Oh, here we go. Whereas submarine 4s require 3. And, you know, I mean, we do have a lot of steel, but we're still having to import some from Hungary, so it's just going to make that worse. So we're going to stay at submarine freeze for a while. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to start focusing on this tech here once we finished our industry. So do we want growth or retention? Let's go 20% retention. It's a little bit early, but it's fine. Alright, can you guys now push here? Still no. Well, some of their divisions will start to de-org, and then that's that. They've got no organisation left. Hungary claims ownership over Slovakia, so you guys just reorg yourselves, and then we'll be able to push. It looks like we've either killed a division or it got away, and now we're starting to meet resistance. Oh, the Germanite caves to Hungary. That's normally when I see that, they're actually... Yeah, they just say no, and then Hungary's like, oh, well, I'm in your faction and in a war with you, so there's nothing I can do. Alright, what we'll do now is, you guys come over here, and then we'll... So you guys come down here. Right, then we don't need any ships in the Mediterranean anymore. So, we'll bring some fighters down. Our fleet, what we'll do is we'll move you to convoy raid. We'll do just here and here for now. They can still gain entrance to the Mediterranean through Gibraltar, so that would be the next thing to take over. However, as soon as Spain joins the war, which they will because they are fascist, they'll take that out. Until then, though, we're going to struggle. I mean, we could do a naval invasion on it, but it's going to be very risky. I would imagine they defended it quite well. Alright, can we take this out now? Yes. So this should be quite satisfying. These are all US divisions, so what we'll do is we'll look at... Where's the US? Okay, they've taken 7.7k casualties from us, and we'll look at how many they've taken at the end of this.